There was a long hall in front of me, and someone was calling my name from the last room of the hall, as if someone needed my help. I hurried forward. As I approached the room, that voice sounded familiar to me. It was my younger brother's voice. I immediately entered his room. My brother was standing by the front wall in the room. I asked what happened, and he trembled and said that there is someone outside. I said there is no one, but he was stubborn. At last I said that I will check the house. Don't be afraid. After saying this, I went out. Coming out of the room, I started moving forward, looking at each room. As I was moving forward, the atmosphere was getting colder. I went towards the main gate, and I opened the door, but no one was there. Suddenly my brother shouted in the room and said she has came. And as soon as I looked in front, there was a strange and scary witch standing outside the door. Suddenly my eyes opened. I was sitting quietly, hiding in the bushes. There were many questions inside me that were driving me crazy. Why am I here? Since when? And where am I? Suddenly a loud sound came from behind me. I looked back and saw a terrible bloody beast standing behind me, screaming. I started to run without thinking, and while running, I reached a pool where I dug into the water and hid. It was quiet and there was no one. After some time I got up and started moving. I was in a forest. It was a dense forest and it was quite dark here. Suddenly a huge figure appeared in front of me. Its body was bigger than a tree and strange branches were hanging from its body. I wanted to run away, but my feet were not with me. She kept coming closer to me slowly. Finally she came closer to me, but I was still unable to move. But I let out a loud scream and my eyes opened as I screamed. It was raining and I saw a strange person peering in from the window outside my room. His face was not visible and was standing completely still, as if someone had tied him up. My bed started shaking. I felt like some invisible force was slowly moving towards me. I was unable to move and speak. Suddenly, 3 strange cell men came in from outside and without saying anything, they imprisoned me in a cage. I found myself unable to do anything. I was locked in a cage while around me the birds were roaming freely, flying outside the cage. I wanted to speak but could not. I wanted to cry, but my tears and my voice disappeared. It was a strange and terrifying dream of my life. Since that nightmare, every time I see birds in cages my soul trembles. This was my room. But there were some changes. A stream of blood was flowing from the front wall. All my belongings were lying broken on the floor. I got angry. I started shouting, but no one answered me. Suddenly I woke up from my sleep. I had a nightmare, and when I opened my eyes, I saw that there were 3 strange and horrible-looking creatures in front of me. My body went cold. They were constantly looking at me and talking to each other. Their voices were like dogs barking, and I couldn't understand a single word they said. I slowly backed away and got off the bed. But the creature was moving towards me. I was very scared and I was constantly wondering who they were and why they were here. I felt that the creature was growing in size, and finally its body. It became so big that all escape routes from the room were closed. I screamed and I woke up. It was another nightmare within inside a nightmare. Someone was calling me. Someone was constantly calling my name. I looked out and all I could see were just eyes. I didn't want to go, but dream is a dream. I followed him and I get out. I saw that my house was in the middle of a thick forest and there was a lot of silence. I started walking forward. Slowly night turned into day. I looked back. My home was nowhere to be seen. I was all alone in this desolate forest. Suddenly in this silent atmosphere the sound of barking of dogs started from somewhere. This sound was familiar to me. It was the sound of my dog Tiger. I found hope and started to go in the direction of the sound. I started running very fast because I was worried about Tiger, and finally I got there. There were 2 dogs in front of me. One was my Tiger and the other was a very big and scary dog. He was standing in front of the Tiger in anger and looking at him with devouring eyes. The appearance of this big dog was very scary.